is supporting the model that Wisconsin has, which is a youth-led model, a youth-driven model. So youth are the ones that are out in the field implementing these actions, spreading the messages, and so then they're going to take a chance later on to actually describe what those actions were that they used and the messages within those actions. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the other things that went into the campaign to help extend the reach of people who are actually seeing the message, because their main target audience are other 13 to 18-year-olds. So we wanted to also reach community members who are not within that age group as well. And then, like I said, they're going to be talking about the actions that they did. So just to give you a little snapshot about the program that I'm representing. Oh, by the way, my name is Luke. Hi, it says on my name tag, in case you forget. I have to look down sometimes. Anyways. I am the manager of the entire statewide program, and my main role is to really support the youth as well as the adult advisors that work with youth and provide training and technical assistance for them. And I've been doing this now for 12 years. So a little bit of background. FACT started in 2001 when 300 youth got together. They were sort of in that time frame right after that master settlement agreement happened, where we had all of this great information and statistics and research from the tobacco industry that was once hidden, and now we have it. So just like many other state programs started, with this passion and fire that we have knowledge and information that other youth need to know, and the straight-up health education message wasn't reaching as many people as health education specialists would like it to reach. So this idea of empowering a group of youth so they could empower their friends and tell them about the tobacco industry was the main strategy through action, and it's very active group. The program itself is funded by the Wisconsin State Legislature, and that money is then funneled through the Department of Health Services and the Tobacco Prevention and Control Program, and then the FACT movement is managed by the American Lung Association in Wisconsin, just to kind of give you a little bit of the trail of where the money comes from. And right now, currently, we're a true statewide program. We reach sort of all of the borders of the state of Wisconsin, and we have about 34 active groups currently, ranging from about 5 members all the way up to 70 members per group. So you have a wide range of the number of youth that are involved. And instead of it being a group that just simply meets to meet and they talk and they look at each other after the meeting and they say, well, what did we accomplish? What did we do? FACT tries as best as it can to be more action focused. So all of the youth are usually engaged in something active during the meeting, which helps make it more fun, rather than sit in a meeting and get done and wonder what we accomplished. So to give you some background of what the youth were working on from day one, it was trying to make Wisconsin smoke-free. That was a big undertaking. For those of you who are in that process or have gone through that process, you can agree that it takes a long, long time. In fact, when FACT first started in 2001, that was there were many adult advocates who had been working on smoke-free air in their local communities a number of years even before that. So we sort of came in halfway through that process, but provided that youth voice and that youth power to really propel the movement forward, and combined with the adult effort and the outreach, Wisconsin was able to go smoke-free on 7/5/10, and that was a campaign that our youth helped create and implement. It was July 5th, 2010. So we just make it a little bit different, 7/5/10. We had 15 months by the time the vote to make Wisconsin smoke-free was passed until when it was implemented. I don't know how long it takes to put up a no smoking sign, but I can tell you it's not 15 months. Done. But that's just our state legislature. We got a lot. So we had 15 months, and so our youth were like, you know what, we should make this positive. We should get people excited about it. And so 7/5/10 was that kind of excitement. It's a good thing that Wisconsin is going to be smoke-free. And get ready, because July 5th, 2010 is going to come before you know it. And now we're 3 years, or we just celebrated our 3rd-year anniversary this summer. So after this incredible victory, the youth, highly skilled advocates, the adult advisors, are used to working with the youth. They had worked really hard to build up the coalition help develop leaders. Where was our next step? Well, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to take a look at where the industry was going, and they were dumping a lot of money into the products that we're all learning about and know about, which are the other tobacco products, right? You've got the chew, the cigarellos, the little cigars, snus, and I mentioned the little cigars. So that was our main focus. So what we did was, since this topic was new to most of our youth advocates, we introduced it to them by working with a small group first, our youth leadership board. And all of our youth here are part of that board. So we needed to actually introduce the topic before we could have the youth start inspiring us with ideas of how to take action and how to message it to other teens. So we approached our youth board and had them start to brainstorm. And once they started to brainstorm, we started to realize that I think we got a campaign on our hands. The ideas that were starting to come up, and Brittany's going to talk about them in a little bit, the ideas that were starting to come up were so much bigger than just a one-time thing. We saw it as being a multi-month, maybe even multi-year thing. Now we're in year 2, or actually year 3 of the campaign. Our goals were simple. We wanted to increase the knowledge and awareness of these products and the dangers and risks involved. The 2 things that stood out to the youth when we introduced this topic to them were pretty obvious. One, the tobacco industry is using bright and colorful packaging to market their products. And who likes those types of bright imagery and packaging? They said, we do. A lot of our candy products have that bright coloring. A lot of the clothing that we wear oftentimes are very, very bright. So those are the types of things that stood out to them. Plus, obviously, they were not okay with the flavoring of the tobacco, that were very consistent with flavoring of candy products. There was that kind of gray area that they were afraid that their peers who didn't have this information would get tripped up and think that it would be okay to use it because it is candy flavored. I mean, how bad can it be if it's candy flavored? Along the way, we also wanted to stay true to fact, which was youth-driven and youth-led. So we went to them first, asking them to give us inspiration, help us create this campaign. But then you guys aren't off the hook. We want you to help us implement it. You guys are going to be the driving force on the ground. But then not only that, we're going to have you help us evaluate it too. And Alex is actually going to be talking about a simple way that our youth evaluate their own actions that they do. In addition, we want to increase our membership because if you don't have new members coming in, it's difficult because you're working with a youth audience. They seem to stay the same age. I seem to get older. But they actually do get older and they graduate out. So your leaders who were once freshmen are now graduating seniors, and Brittany is one of our graduating seniors. And so now she's going to be moving on to college, so we need to find more youth advocates who can step into those leadership roles that we're now missing because of graduation. We wanted to have more factivisms implemented. Fact plus activism equals factivism. We like to make up words in Wisconsin. I think that they work out. We also wanted to make sure that we educate our legislators because those are our true allies that can really help understand the need for this work that we do, but also the ones who can really help us when it comes down to making sure that our funding continues. And then finally, we also wanted to make sure that people in the community knew about it through earned media. So Brittany is going to be talking about a little bit about the genesis of the campaign, and then she's also going to be dipping into the first few factors.